morning, good afternoon, and a very good evening to you. The good and good people of YouTube. Hope you're feeling grand, and also when you're old. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to NQ Wednesday, everybody. Before we get going today with question 1, please, if you want to submit a question for NQ Wednesday, go to the description box below. There's an email link in there, as well as a link to my Patreon. If you like the channel and you like what I do here, please consider becoming a Patreon. Really helps me out. As well as links to my Bandcamp as well, where you can listen to music I've done over the years, and also a link to my little merch store as well. That's all in the description box below, down there. So, anyway, enough on that. Let's get to question 1, shall we? Okay, and by the way, it's dark today because I just wanted it dark. I didn't want the diffuser light on. I didn't want too much light coming through the window, so it's dark. So I like it. It's nice. It's calmer. Okay, so yeah. So question 1 today is, do you find it hard to find new music to be inspired by? If so, what do you do to keep inspiration flowing? Also, is there any genre that you like? Sorry, it says live, sorry. Is there any genre that you like that we might not be aware of? Like soul house? No, there's no genres you won't be aware of, trust me. How do I keep inspiration? You can always find something new, even if it's old. I mean, I'm not really a modern music fan. I don't really like many modern bands or guitarists, even, to be honest with you. I'm not the biggest fan of certain styles of guitar in this day and age. But that's me. Mr. Dinosaur himself, but that's fine. But, we are what we are. But, no, I mean, I don't really find it difficult. I mean, the thing is as well, all I need to do is watch John Frusciante play, and I'm instantly inspired to play the guitar again. That's just the way that is. John has always been my inspiration when there isn't any others. When there's nothing else coming along, John is always there. He's always there to take up that mantle. Is that the right word? But no, I mean, I'm always finding new music, always listening to new things as well, and like going, oh, I really like that. I recently got very heavily into Rammstein, and I've never really listened to them much, to be honest with you, but Queenie introduced me to Rammstein, and I'm a bit obsessed with them now. I really, really love them, and off to see them. Probably by the time this video has gone out, I would have seen them. So how did it go, future Dave? Don't know, Dave. Anyway, definitely by the time this video's gone out, I've seen them. But so really look forward to seeing them. Really, really look forward to seeing them. I love them. They're so cool, and I just love how they just do what they want. They do what they do. They are what they are, and they do it extraordinarily well. It's just insane. So no, I mean, as far as keeping inspiration, that's something you need to find yourself that inspires you to want to keep playing, whether it be your guitar hero, or a certain guitar you want to play, or a certain amp you want to play on, or a certain sound from a pedal or an amp, or a certain song you want to play or listen to. You've got to find those yourself, really. It's something kind of like, you have to, if you feel like you haven't got inspiration, then, you've kind of got to search for it, so to say, or it'll come and find you most of the time. Sometimes it can't be there all the time. You can't always constantly be inspired. It doesn't work that way. It's like anything. You can't always be great on the guitar every day. Some days you can be really, really, oh yeah, this is easy. Next day you can be like, oh my god, why can't I do what I did yesterday? It's one of those things. It's a struggle. These things are a struggle, and they're not always simple and easy, and you can just kind of do them, and that's the point of it. You've got to work for these things, and I think inspiration is one of those things where I don't think you necessarily have to work for, but you do have to kind of redirect yourself or find ways to keep yourself inspired. It's not necessarily going to come and find you. You have to kind of you have to work at it yourself, so to say. Like I said, I count myself extraordinarily lucky in the fact I've got John Frusciante. He's like I say, always there. Even now, just watching, if I'm on Instagram or something like that, and I just scroll past the Chili Peppers video of them live, and I press play on it and hear him play, I immediately want to come play guitar. Or I just want to have a guitar nearby or whatnot. I always have a guitar nearby. I'm never that far away from a guitar. But yeah, if that makes any sense whatsoever. So I really count myself lucky in that. And that's basically what you've got to kind of do. You've got to kind of find your John Frusciante, so to say. Find that thing that inspires you to want to pick up the guitar and play it and create as well, not just kind of like just play the thing, create with it as well, not just kind of like go, well, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Yeah, you've got to find those things. But it's not something I think can be necessarily. You can't say to somebody do A, B, and C and then perfect. You know, it doesn't work that way because it depends on the mind frame, it depends on the day, it depends on the hour, the minute, and the second, and the person as well. What works for one person won't necessarily work for another person, and vice versa. So it's kind of hard to really kind of like do that kind of thing because you can only ever speak from your perspective. You can't ever really kind of go from somebody else and go, oh, I think you should do this, because you're not them, they're not you. You can only ever kind of like guide, you know, you can only ever really kind of guide people in a direction. You can never say like, you know, if you go down this way, everything could be fine and there'll be unicorns and ice cream and lollipops and all that kind of thing. It doesn't work that way. It'd be nice if it did, but it doesn't. So it's kind of difficult, really. It's a kind of tough one to do. But keeping inspiration is just, like I say, it's just one of those things where, you know, you find that you need to find that kind of inner drive that kind of keeps making you want to pick up guitar, bass, drums, violin, sing, whatever, you know, really. It's that kind of thing. I mean, I struggle with it with singing. I don't practice singing at all. I should, but I don't, because I hate my voice. You know, countless comments on YouTube of people saying I can't sing. You know, they said that about Bob Dylan. But the fact is, you know, no one's going to hate my voice more than me. It's as simple as that. But I don't practice it, but that's my own failing. But, you know, it does what it needs to do, so to say. I've kind of gone off on a tangent there. But, like, I don't have the inspiration, really, to sing. You know, I really don't. I have inspiration to play guitar. I love playing guitar. But yeah, that's that thing. And no, the Dave Smith Trio will not be getting a singer. So don't comment below, you need to get a singer. No, we don't. And it's not going to happen. But yeah, it is difficult. It is very difficult to maintain it sometimes, especially if you're kind of like in a down mood or whatever. But I think you just got to dig. It's like anything, you know. Sometimes you have to dig deep and you have to find it, and just kind of pull it up and out, so to say. Really, it's not something that can kind of like be handed to you. You've really got to go out and find it. Like I say, I'm very lucky with John Frusciante, extraordinarily lucky with John Frusciante, but because not everyone has that, unfortunately. But it is possible to do. And new music, I'm always finding something new. You know, like I said, even if it's old, I don't really like a lot of modern day music. You know, I'm just not into it. I've listened to a lot of stuff. And it doesn't do anything for me, and if it doesn't go inside, I'm not interested. You know, I give things a chance. I give anything a chance, and I'll listen to anything. And you know, if I like it, I like it. But if I don't like it, I'm not gonna like it. I know myself. You know, I know what I like and I know what I don't like. So, if something isn't clicking with me, I'm not gonna force it. It's like trying to get a round peg into square peg into a round hole. It's impossible. You can't do it. I'm very, very tired today, Pikachu, so I do apologise. Yeah, so yeah, it's difficult, but it can be done. You just got to find the thing that makes you want to do things, you know, and I reckon there's something in everybody. You just got to find it. You know, it's just a personal thing, I reckon. It just comes down to you, really, at the end of the day. Okay, so I'm going to move on, Pikachu, because I'm going to talk about that all day and all A and Q if I'm not careful. So we're going to move on now to question 2. And thank you very much indeed for your question. And hopefully it was okay. As usual, I think it was rubbish. My answer was crap. My question, not your question, my answer. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying your question was rubbish. Your question is actually amazingly good. It's a really important question. I always feel my answers are crap, but that's me. You know, I don't think much of what I do. I don't think it's, you know. Oh, shut up, Dave. Moving along. He's having a crisis, people of the tube. Anyway, moving along. Question 2 today. So question today, have you played any of the Fender Player Lead series guitars, either 1, 2, or 3? Yeah, we had a few of them in Old Hat. They weren't really for me. They were all right, but they weren't spectacular. You know, they were okay. I'll just see if I can get a picture to show you people who tube of what we're talking about here. If anybody doesn't know what the Fender lead series is. Fender lead guitars. Let's go for the Fender lead 3, why not? So these are the Fender leads. I think they're the ones that are just reissued, aren't they? Let's go for 2. Yeah, we had a few of these in Old Hat. I never really liked them or got on with them. They're always a bit, I don't know. I just struggled with them. I mean, I think this is the lead 2, one of those things. But I think it was that one we had. Sorry, I'm just thinking, people are too. So bear with me one moment. Yeah. I've played a few of those. I wasn't a fan. Wasn't the biggest fan of those. They're okay, but it's not really for me. It's like some of the specials and stuff like that. I didn't really get on with them. They weren't really my kind of thing. Yeah, I haven't really got much to say about it, to be perfectly honest with you. So I can't really drag that question out much further than that. They're okay. That's all I can say. Okay, so I hope I answered that question. I'm going to move on to question 3 now. So, so question 3. Well, this is going to be interesting. So, why do you seem to not prefer to play or test modern Fender Strats, such as the Fender Strat Plus, American Standard or Professional, and the American Ultra Series? I know you did a Jeff Beck model, but this is a question I've wondered about for some time. I know you don't like to be negative, but I'd like your honest take on the topic. Simply because I can't afford them. It's literally that. I can't afford them, and Fender ain't sending me guitars to review. So for me to review a new Fender, I have to buy it, and they are way out of my price range. Especially right now, with everything, prices going through the roof. I have to think about other things. Unfortunately, I can't think about buying guitars. But Fender guitar prices are so expensive now. Just for a Mexican Standard, you're looking at 500 plus, unless you're getting it second hand. But these American series Fenders are way out of my price range. Yeah, USA Strats have been at my price range for most of my guitar playing life. I haven't been able to afford them. And unless somebody sends me one for review, and I like it, I won't review it, because I can't afford to go into a guitar shop and buy a guitar just for a review, just in case I don't like it. I can't afford financially to take that chance, because if I buy a guitar for 600-700 quid, money I don't necessarily have, because I've got to think about, I've got to live, I've got to eat, I've got to drink, I've got to think about my van, I've got to think about fuel costs for my van, I've got to think about maintenance on my van, I've got to think about other people as well. I've got to think about all sorts of stuff. I've got to keep my own gear going. I can't afford to go into a shop and spend 700 quid on a guitar that just for a review, just in case I don't like it. Because then I have to try and sell the thing and I'm losing money on it. And I can't, at this point in time, I just can't afford that. I just don't have that ability. In all fairness, it's looking very likely that soon I'm going to have a massive clear out of stuff and sell stuff off because of price increases. It's just getting a bit out of hand. And again, I've got things to pay for outside of music, unfortunately. So it's a bit of a struggle. But again, it's not that I don't want to or this and the other. I would love to. But again, I can't afford to go and buy these things. I was in Anderton's the other day looking at the Mexican Strats and the standards and stuff. And it's like, I couldn't have walked out the shop with one because they're just, the prices these days of these guitars are just too expensive. I remember when I bought Mr. White, my number one Strat, he was 380, 70 odd quid, something like that. He was very, that was the price for a Mexican reissue. My Epiphone was 300 quid. Was it less? It was probably less, to be honest with you, PeopleTube, than my Epiphone Les Paul Standard. It was less than that. When I got that, and now Epiphones are the price of a standard Epiphone is crazy now. The prices, everything's going up. Pedal prices. The Boss DS2. I bought my Boss DS2 for 30 quid. Now they're about 60. My Vox Silvertop Y, it was £40 when I bought that, and now they're £100. It's this thing, and it's like I don't have the money most of the time to be able to go out and buy these things just for a review. You know, what I tend to spend my money on is stuff that I know I'm gonna love and use. I can't spend my money on being kind of like, you know, willy-nilly, so to say, just because. I have to be a lot more thought out in this day and age, unfortunately. I can't just kind of like just go a bit crazy because things are too expensive for me to do that. And USA Strats have always been out of my price range anyway. I can't afford to go into a shop and buy thousands of pounds of guitars. You know, the only the kind of like, you know, the couple of times I've done that, which is twice, it hasn't been in a guitar shop either. It was the 62 Strat and the 79 Strat. And the 79 Strat was, you know, was just because, and the 62 was because some of you lot out there, you awesome human beings, helped me out, and you know, and that's what that was. But it's not something I could do. Like I say, unless Fender magically decided to start sending me guitars, which they haven't. They're not in touch with me. You know, Fender don't talk to me. Unless they send me stuff, I can't do it. You know, or unless somebody else sends me stuff, I can't demo it. You know what I mean? I can't go and buy this stuff. I just can't do it. There is so much stuff I would love to review that I just can't. You know, I would love, after playing some of those Murphy Lab Gibson Les Pauls in Andertons, I would love to demo one of them on this channel. I would love to, because some of them are amazing. Some of them are a bit kind of like, what? But, like, you know, I'm paying that for this. But again, that's personal preference at the end of the day. What it doesn't work for me will be somebody else's, you know, number one. I would love to do that. I'd love to show you some of the custom shop Fenders and this and the other, more higher range stuff, and I'd like to show you some of the more mid-range stuff as well as the low-end stuff that I kind of like I use and buy. The Line 6 Catalyst, for instance, I really want to get hold of one of them, and you know, I'm working on that one, but at this point in time, you know, I can't. Again, I can't afford to buy one right now because I've got other things to pay for outside of that, so I can't get it. But you know, I'm gonna see if I can find a way at this point in time, because I really want. I used a Catalyst for the first time the other day, and I was just like, "Oh my lord, that's rather good." So very amazing. I'd love to get one and do a shootout between, well, not only a review on a Catalyst, but also a shootout between it and the Katana, and just see which one works better. But the one I want, I can't afford. Simple as that. You know, I've got other things to pay for, and again, I've got upkeep on my own stuff I've got to think about, and stuff like that. But anyway, but again, like, it's not because I don't want to review this stuff. You know, I would love to. It's just that I just can't. I don't have the ability to, and I don't like. I'm getting attacked by a fly. I don't like asking for things. I'm not very good at that kind of thing. You know, I'm not. You know, I'm not that way. That fly is very annoying. Anyway, but yeah, so that's why. If I could, I would, but it's not necessarily on the cards right now. Like I say, Fender aren't about to send me loads of guitars. Gibson aren't about to send me a Murphy Lab to review. You know, all these guitar companies that you see about, they're not talking to me. You know, they're not. I've never heard a word from any of them. You know, I mean, they've never reached out to me once. I've reached out to them, but I've never heard back, and you know, they've never spoken to me. So, and again, not Mr. Millionaire, not flush, but I did see this thing the other day, Pikachu. It's hysterical. Look on Google. This is well funny. If you put in, what is it? I can't remember who's told me about it, but was it my dad or something? I don't know. But if you put in Dave Simpson net worth, apparently my net worth is like, apparently I earn something, what was it, like 22 million pounds a year, apparently, according to Google. There's a picture of me. So my net worth is 20 million and I earn like 22 million a year. Chance would be a fine thing. I'll tell you what. There won't be any issues of getting stuff for the channel then, people with you. I'll tell you that. But it's like, what world is this? Because it ain't mine. But yeah, seriously, go and Google that. It's hysterical. It's brilliant. It doesn't. You know, that is not right. I love it though. It's hysterical. Don't you just love the internet sometimes? Anyway, moving along. But yeah, there won't be an issue of buying a USA Strat at that point or a Murphy Lab at that point. But unfortunately, that isn't reality. Anyway, moving along. Just because it's on the internet doesn't necessarily mean it's true. Okay, so anyway, going to move on to final question today, people tube. Question 4 now. Can you control the hand, Dave? Okay, hello. But yeah, so question 4 today, people tube, is... I didn't know anything about this, by the way, so I had to refer to Queenie and we had to do this test thing, and I don't know what it means or anything like that. Anyway, so somebody asked, what's your MBTI personality type? And do you think the results suit your style? My MBTI personality type, which I had no idea wasn't even a thing. I'm not up on this kind of thing. I don't know anything about this. I am me as far as I'm concerned. And but my thingy, it came back as an INFJ, for whatever that means. Did I think it results suits me? Yes and no. Some things did, some things didn't. But yeah, INFJ. That's apparently what I am. I'm 4 letters apparently. I'd like to think as human beings as being more than 4 letters, but I don't know. I find those things a bit weird, to be perfectly honest. Like personality tests and stuff like that. It's really, really strange. I always find that a bit odd, but that's me. But yeah, that's what I am apparently. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's another 4 question for NQ Wednesday. I'm going to get off. I'll see you on Friday for another guitar review. Oswald time on Friday, people of the tube. Finally getting to this guitar that I've been wanting to demo for ages and just haven't got around to. There's been so many other things I've had to get done before I can even get to this guitar. But finally, on Friday, a certain Oswald guitar, which you've already seen probably if you've been watching from a while back, I will finally get to review it and talk about it and get lost on it. So Friday we have an Oswald coming, which is always a good day. When is it a bad day when you've got an Oswald to play? So yeah, I'll see you again on Friday, PivoTube. If I'd like to submit a question for NQ Wednesday, again, description box below. If you like the videos, please consider becoming a patron at Patreon. Again, it really helps me out, keeps the channel going. Gives me the ability to do this. Again, contrary to Google belief, I'm not a millionaire and a multi-millionaire at that. I'm not that. God, chance would be a fine thing, people of the tube. It really would. I'd be buying you all guitars. Anyway, moving along. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, good evening, and goodbye now. Yeah, if I was a multi-millionaire, there'd be like a giveaway every week. I'd just be like, yep, everything I buy, I'm giving away. I'll just keep what I want, and anything I review, you lot can have it. Anyway, see you again, PivoTube. Have a good one, and goodbye now.